Actually, are you quite happy with Glencore at the moment? I mean, there was rumor about them buying an agribusiness in the U.S. Would that make sense?
Yeah, it would make sense, but it all depends on price because, of course, they're very large in agriculture and ag trading, and now they have this relationship with their Canadian partner, and there's a lot of people who want to get involved, and I really do trust their deal making. For the most part, I think they've learned their mistake in the past. Their mistake in the past was they had too much debt at the wrong time of the cycle. When you are an operationally geared company, you cannot have so much financial gearing. And maybe we were a little early in investing in them when we invested in 2015. In retrospect, it doesn't look so early, but it was early at the time. But they took steps in that September of 2015 to repair that balance sheet. And the amazing thing to us is this is what provided the golden opportunity. They announced they had a share issuance. They announced cuts in capital spending. They announced selling of assets. Yeah. And yet the stock kept going down with people saying they're going to go under. Well, they weren't going to go under after those steps because they had enough financial strength. They had enough backdrop. And don't forget, 30 to 40% of their EBIT comes from a very stable and sound trading business.
But this is the right time then for them to actually make more acquisitions and become how big? And would that be at the expense of dividends?
Well, they need to do what I mentioned earlier. They need to look at the free cash which they generate, which will be formidable, by the way. They are going to have debt down to a very, very low and very small level. Now, they need to think, if we could make an acquisition that enhances shareholder returns, do it. And it's going to depend on price and the ability to manage and to integrate. If they cannot do that, well, they don't have to pay down much debt. They could return it to shareholders, but we want them to go through that exercise. Now, the beauty of it is that the managers of Glencore are also some of the biggest shareholders of Glencore. The CEO alone owns over, 8% of the company, and with his management team, it's probably pushing 15 to 20%. They're not irrational people. So we have a strong degree of confidence that when they do allocate that capital, they will do so in a way which enhances shareholder value.